May 14th edition of the Daily Dose of Reality. What this is, in case this is your first video of the series, for the past 2 weeks I've been addressing 5 to 7 relationship advice questions that have been submitted to my column. I usually would do them in written form, but I decided to try something new. So I'm taking the questions as they come in, and I'm doing a video of them. So I read the questions, and then we analyze them, and well, not we, me, and then I give a response in responding to the submitter's questions. What I've noticed over the past 2 weeks is there's kind of a pattern here, and I don't remember if I saw that pattern before when I was doing my columns, just online on the blogs. But there's a lot of problems with young women having little to no boundaries. The stuff they accept as being okay, or try to deal with it in order to keep a relationship, is just fucking amazing to me. I'm like, what in the world is going on? That's why last week we talked about boundaries. So if you see that live, the thing that says YouTube Live on it from last Wednesday, take a listen to that, because it talks about boundaries. That's just part one. My throat started getting dry, so I didn't continue too much past the hour that I had originally booked, but I am going to pick that up again in about 2 weeks. I have some other things to talk about in the meantime, but that's what we're doing. So this is the next to last day of it. It was going from May 1st to 15th, and then every Wednesday this month I'm doing a live stream, so hopefully you can join that. It starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you're on the East Coast, that's 9 o'clock your time. If you're in Central Time, that's 8. So be here. I didn't set it up as an event. Just come to the channel and you'll see the live thing. Just jump into the conversation. So let's get started. Dear Deborah, I'm a very attractive and intelligent woman who has no problem attracting dates with what seem to be intelligent and educated men. Oh, I can see where this is going. The problem is, whenever I go out on a first date, why is it that they all assume it's okay to hold my hand or massage my shoulder or to try to snatch a kiss and just be overly ambitious in expressing their feelings towards me? And instead of a relaxed evening getting to know them, I find myself having to spend most of that time fighting them off. Oh, wow. That's terrible. Now, you may say I am naive as far as I am concerned. Saying yes to a date does not mean I offer you the right to touch me or invade my space. I would never say that. I can enjoy male company without wandering hands and touchy-feely fingers. Not every man I date am I immediately spitting with, though feelings can grow. In fact, these men will usually say to me before we date, when they notice my hesitancy, "Oh, it's just a friendly date, we can just relax and talk." So I then get the impression that at least they may have a chance to get to know a guy properly before he makes a grab for me. I have no problem with expressing my feelings, but for me, I feel the roots have to be watered first before anything significant begins to sprout, and then only then will I willingly reciprocate it. Even though I make this clear to these men, they still persist, and no, I don't dress overly provocative either. Am I being old-fashioned? What should I do? No, you are not being old-fashioned. You have some good boundaries in place. I'm proud of you for sticking to your guns and having, a plan for yourself and adhering to it. That's excellent. I'm not seeing too much of that lately. So what I'm going to suggest is that you talk to these men on the phone for a couple of times before you even waste your time getting dressed for a date. Take a look at the video that it's entitled "The Man Behind the Mask," and it gives you some ideas for some questions to ask to kind of get into his head and see where he is, how he thinks about things. You may find during your questioning that you two are, grossly incompatible because of his, his stance on different issues that are in direct conflict with yours. So, basically that serves as a screening. You just fire questions, you get to know him. If he asks you out, then you just say no thank you. And if he doesn't, then you just say, well, it was nice meeting you and good luck. One thing that might be good too, I just thought of this. Since you say this happens repeatedly, like in one of your conversations with the guys that I'm talking about, 2 or 3 times you talk, you might share some stories about your past date, or say, this happened one time or whatever, and ask the new guy, why he thinks the other guy did that. And see what he says. That ought to be kind of interesting to see what he feels was the motivation for the other guy to do that. But I think, by slowing this down, I mean, it's fine that you say that, but we have to do something that you put more of a barrier between you and them, and that's why I'm suggesting more phone calls. You want to keep things at a pace that works for you, and them touching on you and stuff, it would be interesting to know what you say to them when they do that. I remember I had this guy, oh my God, he was cute too, Puerto Rican dude, but we went out on a date and he walks me to my car, right? And it was kind of scary because this dude had been a bodybuilder. He was big, but luckily during that time I was weight training too, and I was pretty buff. And so I was not like no pushover. If it got funky, we was gonna be going at it. Plus, what he didn't know, in my car, I keep a variety of weapons. And so I opened my car door, right? And you know how you open it and then you put one foot in because you got to turn to like sit. And you know what I'm telling me. Okay, so in that moment where I was kind of off balance and half in and half out the car, that's when he decides to grab me and start trying to kiss me in my mouth. Okay, first of all, motherfucker, I have this thing about germs. I admit, I just really do not like to kiss a whole bunch of people. I'll kiss you on the cheek. I'll let you kiss me on the forehead. But as far as a lip lock, people be walking with sores and shit on their mouth and, ooze and pus and whatnot. Hell to the no. Got dental problems and stuff, gums all up to here. No. Deborah does not do kissing with just anybody. So him coming up there, trying to steal his kiss, honey, like right underneath my, okay, there's like the steering wheel. I don't know what they call it. It's like the console or whatever. I had duct taped a box cutter. That's what. Underneath my seat, I usually keep an axe. I have a little hand axe that's about this long. I also have a stun gun. I'm not playing. But it was an awkward place for me to be to try to get my stun gun out because it was in my purse. I'm like, shit, I'll never do that again. But it had enough space. I reached out there, I got that box cutter, and I said, motherfucker, back the fuck up before I carve your face up. You do not be touching me if I don't want you to. And he was like this, and backed up. But I mean, like, why does it have to come to that? And see, the way he was so aggressive and he was grabbing me so tight, it was like, it's like he was like trying to force himself on me in this parking lot. And it was like late, so it wasn't like a lot of people around or anything. So I'm like, okay, that could have been a really scary situation. So anyway, ladies, I suggest everyone have a box cutter, at least one. And, I have them like all over the place. I have them taped in places under my couch. Come in my house if you want to. You gonna leave bleeding if you leave at all. And, I don't know where I got this from, some movie I saw. And they had like weapons under the table and in back of the toilet. And I said, ooh, I like that. And I went through my whole house and did the same thing and in my car. So that's how I roll. But this dude, I'm telling you, you have to slow things down. And if you decide after the phone calls that you two have some kind of rapport and you want to see him again and everything, then, by the time you go on a date with him, you might be okay with him holding your hand or something. You might want him to. But you got to also realize these guys, the pickup artist crew, they have like names for all of this stuff, right? So a lot of these guys, they follow those scripts. And I forgot what they call it. But anyway, it's like a strategic move where they, advance to touching you in certain ways and stuff like that. I mean, it's all scripted. It's so scripted. So I'm thinking if you're having the same problem and they're doing the same things, they're probably a follower of that mentality, that kind of program, that PUA stuff. And they're trying to, do the pickup and you ain't having it. Good for you. Letter number 2. Dear Deborah, how are you? I'm a 21-year-old female who has a 7-month-old son out of wedlock. Now, I will admit I was very foolish in the past, but I have since come to myself to realize that I have a lot on my plate with the child and all. Anyhow, my son's father was in and out of the picture during the pregnancy, and now he seems to want to really be there for my son. We are not together. We haven't slept together since the night I got pregnant, and as far as I am concerned, our relationship is platonic at this point. The problem, he does not want to do anything productive with himself except sell drugs and hang out in the streets. Oh, wow. I try to encourage him to do something more, but he only gets offended. I am fed up. I try to make him see that The me that he met drinking and smoking weed, a straight chicken head, is gone, and gone for good. I'm in church now. I went back to school to get my GED. I have a job, and I'm looking to further my education in the near future. He says stupid things like, will I marry him? I let him know point blank that he needs to get a grip on life and prove himself. He gets upset when I talk like that, but so what? Tell me, where does that come from? Jealousy, shame, what is it? He seems more concerned with us being back together than being a true father to his son. I give him the benefit of the doubt, hoping that he'll become more comfortable with having a son. I care for him and his well-being, but I refuse to have a relationship or be intimate with someone who goes against most of what I stand for. I want him to realize I'm not trying to raise some little gangster or yo boy. My son doesn't just need him to help financially, but he needs to support emotionally and spiritually. How can I stand my ground without sounding extremely critical or seeming like I am superior to him? I love him dearly, but I don't want to make the same mistakes again. He can have a positive impact on our child without us being together or me being up his back. Up on his back, she says. How do I show him help? Okay, I'm glad you understand that you made a mistake in choosing this man to have a child by. You should have headed to the nearest abortion clinic. That's what you should have done. But since you didn't, to me, it's like the worst father in the world is the ones who's out there slinging rocks and being stupid, because number one, the likelihood is very high that he'll go to prison for a long time. And the likelihood is number two, that he may not make it past next week. Okay, so there's two really high risk things connected with this man. He's in that lifestyle, they tend to have wild, crazy attitudes and have unprotected sex. So the next thing he's gonna show up with HIV, especially after he's been in prison for to sit down. I mean, there's so much wrong with this man. Okay, so I understand what you want. You want him to be a positive impact on your child, but I want you to look at this man and show me where anything is about him that's positive. What? What does he stand for that's positive? What does he do that's positive? What does he say that's positive? Okay, you, my dear, are still making a stupid mistake. You still stuck on this fantasy of what you want versus looking at what you have. What you have is an ain't shit nigga that you had a baby by. That's what you have. So what you need to do is go to court, and you need to file paperwork to have sole custody of your child, because see, people like this are not wrapped too tight. So he might decide, I want to come and get the baby, and then you never see the baby again. What you gonna do? Because you don't have sole legal custody. You don't have no rights to say nothing, because that's the father. You need to tie up your legal ends, and you need to do it quick. Basically, no amount of you nagging at him, because that's what it is. You nagging at him. You trying to tell him, you're trying to raise him into the man that you want him to be. You want him to change. That's the top mistake women make in relationships. Whatever way a man comes to you, that's what you got. Okay, you got a rock-slinging idiot. And that's what he's going to be until he's either dead or in prison. One of them two is going to happen, and then he'll stop. But nothing about him is a proper, upright father that could be modeling any kind of proper behavior for his son. He's a knucklehead. Your son is probably better off without him in your life, because he might have had a baby in the car. You hear about this happening. He got the baby in the car, and somebody decided to do a drive-by, and the baby gets killed right along with him. So you got to think about stuff like this. Don't be so focused on this thing young black women have in their heads. My baby needs his daddy. No, he don't. He needs a real man that's about something in his life. He doesn't necessarily mean that man. Okay. So, you got some brothers, you got some uncles, a granddaddy, somebody in your family that has some sense, something. You got to look around and see what kind of man you have in your circle. But, he's probably he sounds like he's too little to really be tripping about it right now. But I'm talking about when your son is a little bit older, like 4, 5, 6 years old. You want to, start having him around a guy who is about something. And who knows, maybe the father comes to his senses by then, but I doubt it. He's not showing any interest in doing that, from what I can see. Letter number 3. I've been happily dating this girl for 3 years, and she's become impatient with waiting for me to ask her to marry me. I repeatedly told her I wasn't ready, and she believes that there has to be some uncertainty on my part which concerns her. That would be the logical conclusion. I told her I would like to marry her when the time is right for me. She believes that if two people are in love, they should get married. She's confident I'm the one for her. I, on the other hand, am not as confident that she is the one for me. Okay, he wrote like a whole damn essay. So he went through all these ways that they're different, talking about she's from a small town and I'm from a big city. And, you know, so, okay, silly, just silly stuff. None of that's relevant. Okay, so let's see. Her job. She is a funeral director. My family doesn't like her job at all. Mainly due to the dangerous chemicals she's exposed to, but also the idea of her touching dead people. Not the most glamorous job. Her lack of physical activity. I'm very athletic. I go to the gym. She's on call almost every night and needs to be ready to jump in a van to pick up, well, you know. Her lack of ambition. I'm doing well for myself. I don't have any debt. Her goals are to get married and have a happy family. I would be happy having a housewife while our children are young, but that's not so much a huge problem. But my mom told me that I should marry someone who inspires me to be better, someone who's maybe a step ahead of me in some way. Unfortunately, I feel that I have made higher demands for myself than she has for herself. So then he goes on and on. Then he comes down here and says, I don't want to lose her, but I don't want to marry anyone out of pressures, and I won't. She's a great catch, but I still feel undecided. Does this mean I should break up with her or date other people and risk losing her? Other people I've talked to have given me different advice. I've heard that the girl only needs to be a great friend that you love being with. I've also heard that you need to be head over heels for the girl to marry her. I'm so confused. How old is this fool? I know he said, oh, I just turned 28 and she will soon be 26. Okay, so they're still young. Well, let me see, what really jumped out at me most from reading this goddamn fucking book he wrote is that you are not your own man yet. You may be 28, but you still a bitch boy. You sitting up there talking about what your mama said and what your daddy said and what the other people said and all this stuff, instead of listening to yourself. But that's probably all right because yourself is confused and you don't know what the hell you're doing. But anyway, you know, you're just too dependent on other people. I mean, how can a woman be with a man who's always looking for other people to tell him what to do and what to think and how to behave and how to make plans? I mean, that shit, that would make me disrespect you like so fast, it would be not even funny. You know, because, you know, you ask other people what they think about the marriage that you're going to have. They can't think anything about the marriage you're going to have. I mean, she's not like abusing you. I mean, I could see, you know, people would have a comment like if she's a drunk, she's been in and out of jail, she's, you know, abusing you in some way, she's a drug head. I mean, you know, something that's really just tangible that they could point to and say, oh, that's not a good mate, and I would be in agreement. But you're not saying any of that. All you're doing is worrying about what other people think and what other people say. You don't understand that you be the one to be married to her. You be the one waking up to her every day. You be the one having meals with her, cooking with her, making babies with her, raising children with her. That would all be you. So the only person that you need to care about an opinion is yourself, sir. You just doing the most. But I'm looking at, you know, the things that you said, all the stuff you wrote. Ooh, y'all should see this. This just like goes on and on for pages. I just gave you the highlights because it was just way too much. But, you know, you don't really seem like you want to be with this woman. You know, you just wasting her time and you wasting yours. You know, because my whole theory, this is what I tell women on my channel all the time. A man knows within 6 months if he wants to be with you or not. Now, you keep talking about you want to marry her when you're ready. What the fuck you need to be ready? See, that's what you're not saying. What, do you need more money? You need to finish getting a PhD or something? I mean, what is it? You're just stalling. You're just wasting her time. So she's only 26 though, so she's just about to turn 26. So she, you know, has plenty of time. But I'm thinking, you know, you're not really appreciating the value of a home, a happy home, and a happy life with a wife and your children. You know, you don't have any appreciation for that. Maybe because you're young, I don't know. But you're talking about how much money she makes in her career and all of that. You don't understand the contribution that women make to a man's life when she bears his children, raises his children, loves and supports him, Make sure he goes to the doctor, that he's healthy and well taken care of, well nourished. You know, just she takes care of a lot of stuff for him that he doesn't have to worry about. He has a lot less stress on his life, and that's what wives do for you. So that's why men who are married live longer than bachelors. But you didn't know that, because they have someone taking care of them and loving them, and their body responds to that. But I'm thinking that you just, waffling around and playing around and being silly. So you say you don't want to leave her, but you don't want to marry her either. See, you just fucking around and just trying to fuck over her too. I wish she had wrote me so I could have told her just leave you alone. But what I'm going to suggest, you just be a man, stand up for what you want and what makes you happy. And if that obviously is not being with her because you don't want to get married, which is what she wants for herself, so she can have children and have a husband, and that's something that she really desires for herself. That's one of her life goals, and you're denying her that, even though you've been jacking around with her for all these years. So it's time for you to stand up and be a man and cut bait. To say, I'm not ready, I don't know when I'm going to be ready, and I think you need to go and find somebody else who is ready, because that's what you want, and I feel like I'm standing in your way. And I'm too confused. I just feel, I don't know what's going on with me, but I know one thing, I'm not ready now or anytime in the near future to get married. That's what you need to tell her. Be a man about it. God damn it. This is just ridiculous. Letter number 4. Dear Deborah, my husband looks at naked women. My husband looks at naked women online for hours. I take it personally. I feel that he is not happy with me. Do you guys remember how many letters we've done and things have come in this discussion over and over about these men with these porn addictions? This is kind of spooky. It feels like he's cheating on me. He has gone as far as bringing them into our bedroom. He says I'm crazy and insecure. When I try to understand and ask why he looks at him, he says, I don't need to understand, just to deal with it. What do I do? Going crazy in Charlotte. Oh boy. Evil laugh, evil laugh. That's what you do. You go on some websites and you go on some porn sites that have, or probably will have to go on some gay sites because you want to get pictures of men. And what you want to do is you want to use your color printer, honey, and you want to print out them pictures, and dudes posing, and they're all buff and cut and everything with their little beards and whatnot. And then from the back it shows everything, and then from the front it shows everything. And make sure everybody's got something that's bigger and better than what he got. And you want to, you just want the guys to be young and hard-bodied and sexy as fuck. And make sure at least half of them, I don't know what race your man is, because I'm getting a lot of letters from people who say that they're white these days, but this person didn't say. So I don't know what race you are, but whatever race your man is, get pictures. At least half the pictures should be of men of other races. So say your dude is black, you want to get some Chinese, some white dudes, some Latino, some Indian, some, Middle Eastern dudes, Chinese dudes, Japanese. You want to get like a little rainbow going on of all these fine ass men. And then you want to have pictures. You want to start putting your pictures up. Put them up in the bedroom, put them up in the bathroom, put them in your wallet, put them in your car. And then you don't just look at them, so you put them in the bathroom, you just put them all over the house. And you want to make sure that you drool over them at every opportunity. You be like, oof, I wish you looked like that. I wish you were packing like that. Oof, why don't you hit the gym? Because he's really got way better body than you. Oof, he's so excited. He turns me the fuck on so much. Look at that man. I better watch my language. I forgot where I am. Okay, but you want to just exclaim, just like to the heavens, about how fine his guns are. That's, his arms and his legs, and how, you can imagine them wrapped around you, and his arms wrapped around you, and his muscled chest, you laying on it. Okay, you just got to rub it in, just go for the gusto. That should do the trick. You'll learn. See, he's only doing this because it's getting at you, and you're letting it get at you. That's not how you do. This how you do motherfuckers like this. You get them back. See, Deb, I don't get mad. I get even. And this would be just such a wonderful opportunity for me. It's like, why can't I have a man do some shit like this so I can get my complete and total dictionary clown on? Where you looking at clown and there's my face, that kind of clown. That's what I would do. I would hurt his feelings so bad. Okay, dear Deborah, I just started dating someone who lives 4 hours away. Wow. My personal thing is, if you can't get to me in 15 minutes, you're too far away. I only see him every couple of weeks if we're lucky. We talk every day or every other day. He has been moving quite fast in our relationship, but suddenly he told me that he's not looking for a commitment because he always puts the girl first and neglects himself. He just does not want to do that right now. He's so full of shit. He also indicated that he would like the option to see other people. Oh, I knew it. Though he more than likely is not going to exercise that option, he just wants it. He still wants to date me, see me, and talk to me, but without any commitment or strings attached. He has introduced me to all his friends and family as his girlfriend. We are a serious couple when we are together, and we have lots of fun. But I don't understand why he is suddenly doing this change. He has not dated in a long time. I'm the only girl he has thought about dating since his last girlfriend 3 years ago. Cheated on him with his best friend, with her to hurt him deeply. Oh, here we go with the sob story. Hey, you don't have no proof of that shit. Stop believing everything these motherfuckers tell you, trying to get you to feel sorry for them. There's a video on this channel called, what's it called? The Poor Me Dude. That's what he is, the poor me. Okay, so there's really, you signed it, need to understand. You don't need to understand, then understand. He's telling you what he wants, okay? And he's entitled to do that. He can tell you what he wants, but you don't have to agree to what he wants. If you don't want that kind of relationship, then just tell him. I mean, you're not like a dog on a leash where you have to go where you're yanked. You can just, tell him, no, just stop, sit down, stop. You know how some dogs do. You can pull them if you want to. They ain't not moving. So, you have no obligations to this guy. Let me see, how long have you been dating this fool? Let me see, I forget. Oh, you just started dating. Oh, girl, please, you just started dating. He's already hitting you with this? He probably just got the panties and now he's ready to move on and get some new panties. That's what that is. But he wants to keep you around because, see, you're so far away. And by saying that he still likes you, so you wouldn't be dealing with no other dudes. You would only be wanting to deal with him. So, see, he can have women all over the place like that, just like a letter we did the other day. And, he's got all these women focused on him as being their only source of romance and affection and sex, sexual activity. But he's out dibbing and dabbing, doing whatever he wants to because he's not committed, right? So I'm not into long distance relationships. Like I said, my 15 minutes is my limit. Even somebody like, dude, like, I met this guy, he lived in San Jose. I'm like, oh, that's too far. He's like, what do you mean? I could get to you in an hour. I said, that's geographically undesirable. That's too far away. I don't do long distance. He's like, that's not long distance. I commute that much for work. I'm like, good for you. My commute is 10 minutes. I just like, I have my standards and that doesn't meet them. And so you live in San Jose, that's fine, you live in San Jose, but what's it got to do with me in Oakland? You know what I mean? Whatever. So, I don't know. But basically, you have the power here. Like you said, you just started dating him. So why are you tripping? That's not even like a committed relationship. And him bringing you around, talking about you his girlfriend, but he had a girlfriend 3 years ago, and you're the first one he dated, but he wants to keep his option open to date other people, but he hasn't dated before. See, and you believe all that drag and drama. You need to leave his ass alone. Okay, so today we have 6 letters. Oh, okay. Well, I thought we only was doing 5, cousin, but we're doing 6 today. Oh, maybe because it's the next to last day. All right, I'll roll with it. Dear Deborah, I am writing because I have suffered a really traumatic experience and I don't know how to heal. I was in love with a man for 2.5 years. I mean, deep, deep love, almost to the point of what some of my friends called obsession. Oh, wow. This is because he hurt me so many times that we were always breaking up and getting back together. I would always take him back after he hurt me. Well, there you go. There's your mistake. Anyway, about 3 months ago, I found that he had started a new relationship and got married and had a baby that's due in 1 month. I found this out from his wife. And when I called him, he denied he ever knew me initially. And then he said he never cared and just wanted me for sex. Since then, I have been working hard to get over it and meeting new people and feeling halfway settled without him around. Lately it has been hard because I seem to see reminders of that situation. Then yesterday I got a message from him saying that he's happy with his life and his wife forgave him. He loves his kid and is a changed man. Whenever he thinks about me, he feels like a bad person and he's sorry. Right now I'm going through hard times in my life, and hearing this from him has opened up my wound all over again. It just seems so unfair to me, and I'm trying to stay positive, but I'm in so much pain. I was doing so well, and now I feel like the situation happened yesterday. I feel like he won and I lost emotionally, physically, and mentally. How do I move on? Will I ever heal? Please help. If there was a way for me to slap the shit out of you, I would do it right now. First of all, okay, the man was hurting you over and over and over and over fucking again, and you kept taking him back. That means you wanted to get hurt. Okay, I'm not gonna baby you on this shit here right here, because now you coming to me with this simple shit talking about help you heal, and you all in these feelings and all this stuff about some motherfucker that dogged your ass out repeatedly for 2.5 years, and you think that it's okay to write me and ask me for what you should do. You should kick your ass. That's what you should do, for being stupid. This is ridiculous. How do you move on? You move on because you move on. You tell yourself, God damn it, bitch, you were stupid as fuck. And then that's it. The door will be closed. But as long as you keep saying, oh, I feel like he won. What did he win? I mean, you wasn't trying to win. You kept involving yourself with a loser. So when you involve yourself with a loser, guess what? You lose. So you did that to yourself. I don't know what to tell you here. You like I said, when was that? Yesterday, day before, whatever. You can only look in one direction at a time. Either you looking behind you, and which means you ain't moving forward, or you looking forward, in which case you can run because you see where you're going. You see the path clearly in front of you. But you standing there still, you looking behind you, you're not moving forward. And you're choosing to do that to yourself. Okay? Stop blaming him for this. You did this to yourself. Look at your role in this madness right here. You chose to do everything that you did that put you in harm's way over and over and over again. The only thing you need to really figure out is what in the world made you do that? Why do you dislike yourself so much that you kept wanting to feel pain? And then you talk about like you're in obsessive love with him. That wasn't obsessive love. That was obsessive self-hate. And you wanted him to keep hurting you so you could hate yourself some more. Talking about you love him. How can you love somebody who hurts you? I don't understand that mentality at all. Because Deb, this is the number one thing. Anybody who does anything, says anything, tries to do or say anything that's perceived as them trying to hurt me, they're out of my world. I mean, like, it's like that, okay? And there's no second thought about it. They cease to exist as far as I'm concerned. So, really though, you're focusing on the negatives of this situation. You're looking at the negatives. I see there's some, every relationship that fails has some good and some bad. So what did you learn from this situation? What did you learn? I learned, and this is what you should be saying to yourself, I learned that when a man betrays me, I should not continue to be in a relationship with him because I can't trust him. And if I continue to be in a relationship with him, basically what I'm teaching him is that it's okay for him to betray me because he will suffer no repercussions because I'm still going to be there like a loyal dog, just the same, wagging my tail and waiting for him to pet me on the head so that he can turn around and kick me again. And then I'll cry and everything. Then he'll come back and I'll wag my tail and then he'll pat me on the head and I'll wag my tail and then he'll kick me again. And that's basically what you were doing, I'm thinking, look at you talking about you was obsessed. Okay, I'm thinking this obsession that you had, I don't know, something's wrong with you. You need to get your ass into some therapy. You need to regain your focus. You globbing on the sick people because he's obviously he says he's a better man now. I hope he is, really, for the sake of that child. But, who knows? But you getting involved with people who are sick and stupid like that, who are, masochistic and want to hurt you, sadistic rather, and then here you are being a masochist, letting them hurt you. You need to get your focus back. You need to work on your self-esteem. You need to rebuild your self-respect, and you need to establish some boundaries. I keep finding this problem with young women, boundaries. You all don't have any. It just amazes the fuck out of me. How do you live with no boundaries in place? You just let people just walk all over you and treat you any old kind of way. I just don't get that. But that's what you need to do. Get yourself into some therapy because you need some help letting go of the past. I can't help you do that because that's something you have to decide to do. I see every reason here for you to do that though, because this is this dead. I mean, the man is married. He's got a kid, and he tells you he's happy. You should have blocked his number so he couldn't have sent you any messages in the first place. So do that now. Block his number so he can't call you and he can't text you and he can't contact you on social media. Block him everywhere. Get him out of your life. And then you can, you can get on that path to doing well again. But you really seriously get you a therapist and start going to that. Okay, I'm glad y'all. Oh my God, that there's only one more day of this. You do not know how draining this has been for me to do them every day. Because I don't know. It's like, what's up with folks? What do they be thinking? And I know a lot of people are like, since one girl wrote me and she's like, oh, I really like this daily dose because no matter what problem I think I have, those people like have a worse one and it makes me feel better about mine. I said, okay, that's kind of fucked up, but whatever. I know what she means though. So we'll be back tomorrow with the last of the daily dose, and then on Wednesday I will see you even one more time because that's when we're going to do the live stream. And I'm going to be talking about, these incels, these people, these dudes are mad that women deny them sex, and to the point where they want to, be like Elliot Rodgers or the dude up in Toronto, run through crowds of women with his truck, or Elliot Rodgers goes shooting up to campus. These are guys who feel entitled to women's bodies and can't stand rejection, and so that's what I want to talk about. This is becoming a very common and popular thing with these loser-ass dudes. They can't get a woman, and they want to blame the woman for the fact that they're short, funny-looking, dweeby, dumb, stupid mouth breathers and all that kind of stuff. So, we're going to talk about that, though. Anyway, Deborrah Cooper from SurvivingDating.com. It's been a great day with you guys.